Hey guys, this is Mr. Grice for Algebra 2 Unit 4.13, Notes, Day 2. We're talking about writing quadratic inequalities continued. Yep. So our learning target today is to be able to write quadratic inequalities in vertex form. So what they're asking us to do today is to write the quadratic inequality represented in the graph using vertex form. So when we are using vertex form, the things that we need is we need to know what A is, okay, that's our pattern, and then we need to know the vertex. Now, the other thing we need to look at is we need to look at the graph to figure out what inequality we are using, okay? If it's greater than, we said that's when it is open or dashed. And if it's greater than, that means we shade above. If it is less than, that's when we say open dash, but it is below. If we're talking about greater than or equal to, it is closed or solid. Those are the words that we use. And if it's greater than, we shade above. And then less than or equal to, same thing, it's closed and solid. But if it's less than, that means we shade below, okay? So pay attention. And I go back and forth between using open and dash, closed and solid, so just know that those are kind of interchangeable. All right? Number one. Now, the first thing that I notice is what's going on with the graph, okay? I'm looking for my inequality sign. I notice that it's open and that we shaded below. So if it's open and below, that is the less than symbol. Now, after that, I want to find out what is my pattern. Well, here is my vertex, and it looks like I'm going up 1 over 1 and 1, 2, 3, 4 over 2. That's my positive 1 pattern. And then I need to find my vertex of negative 3, positive 1. Now I can fill everything out, okay? So f of x is less than 1 x plus 3 squared plus 1, okay? The key thing I want to emphasize, guys, is the square. Don't forget the square right there, okay? All right, and that's it. Number 2, okay? So I'm just looking at the shading and how my line looks. It's dashed, and dashed means open. It's the same thing, okay? So it's open, and this time we shaded above the inequality, okay? So it is above, open and above is the greater than. My vertex is right here, and that vertex is at 2, was it negative 4? And then I need to figure out what my pattern is. So for my vertex, it's not up 1 over 1, it's up 2 over 1, and then 2, 4, 6, 8, and there it is. Okay, so it was 2 over 1, and then 8 over 2, which is my positive 2 pattern. And once I got all that, I just write it down. You can change your function if you want it to be m of x, j of x, g of x, h of x, whatever floats your boat. Okay, I'm going to be boring. So we got f of x is greater than 2 parentheses, x minus 2 squared minus 4. Okay. Number 3. So it's a solid line, solid, closed, and then we shaded below, okay, because we are below the vertex. So that is the less than symbol. Or equal to, Mr. Grice, because it's closed. Now, I want to know my vertex. Boom. There's my vertex. And that is the point 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5. And then figuring out my pattern, it's negative because I'm going down, and that's down 1 over 1, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. There it is. Okay, so we went down 1 over 1, down 4 over 2. So that's our -1 pattern. So I come up here, f of x less than or equal to, make sure, I caught myself doing this a couple times. Remember to use the inequality. Do not use equals. -1, x minus 4 squared plus 5. Okay. All right, couple more. Number 4. So I have a dashed line. I'll make you start using these words. It's dashed, and did we shade above the vertex or below the vertex? Yeah, we shaded below. So dashed and below is the less than symbol. I need to find my vertex, which is right there, which is the point -1, +3. And then we need to figure out what our pattern is. It's not 1 over 1 because that's where it would be. It's down 2 over 1 and then down 8 over 2. So that's our -2 pattern. So we have f of x is less than -2 x plus 1 squared plus 3. Don't forget the square. All right, number 5, let's see if you can write down that information. Go ahead and pause the video, and then we'll write it together. Okay? We'll write the function together. Okay, so it was solid and above. So that's the greater than or equal to. A is -1 because it's opening down, and we went down 1 over 1, down 4 over 2. And then my vertex is 2, 4. So when I put that all together, I got f of x is greater than or equal to -1 x minus 2 quantity squared plus 4. Okay? And number 6, you are all on your own. Try to do everything. Pause the video. Good luck. Okay, so for number 6, I got f of x is greater than or equal to 1 parentheses x plus 2 quantity squared minus 5. Okay. And now let's go on to the review down here. Yes, this is a review. Okay, so when we're doing this, you guys should already know what you're doing because it's review. So first, I'm going to look at my symbol, okay? That is open, and it's greater than, so that is above. Now I want to look at my pattern. It's going down because it's negative, and a equals -2. And then I need to know my vertex, and my vertex is -3, +4. Okay? So here we go. I'm zooming in on this so you guys can kind of see everything. Can I do, there we go, right there. So at -3, +4, I'm open. I'm going down 2 over 1, and then down 8, so 2, 4, 6, 8 over 2. And as I'm graphing this, okay, it is a dashed line. And I shade below so there we go. Now, the question it's asking us is -3, 2. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Grice. I hope you guys are yelling at me because I'm just looking at it and it's like, Mr. Grice, it says to shade above and you shaded below. Wah, wah. Sorry about that. Hopefully you guys were yelling at me. So here we go. This is the part that we should have been shading. Okay, so now we can ask ourselves, is -3, 2 part of the solution? Yes or no? No, it is not, because it is not in the shaded region. Okay, and why are you doing that, Mr. Grice? Well, I'm doing that because it asks us right there. Determine whether or not -3, 2 is a solution. All right, number 8. Now, something else I want you to notice real quick. I don't know if you guys are paying attention to, but number 7 was a quadratic. Number 8 is not a quadratic. Number 8 is, yeah, number 8's absolute value. Okay, so it's going to be a little bit different. First thing we do is look at the symbol that is closed, and it is above. Now, that 1 over 2 is telling me to go up 1 over 2. We kind of referred to that as our slope. And since we're going up, it's going to make a V going up. And then my vertex, the initial point where we're starting, is -2, -5. Okay? So -2, -5 is where I begin. And I go up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2. In both directions, the entire length of the graph. Okay? And then I need to graph it, so that means I need to use a straight edge because I have a line. There we go. And there we go. And we said that we had to shade above. See if I can get this one right on the first try. There we go. Okay, so that same question, is -3, 2 part of the solution, yes or no? The answer? Yes. All right, and number 9, come on, why are all these different? Okay, this isn't a quadratic. This isn't an absolute. This is good. This is linear. So we're doing the same thing though. We're looking at the inequality symbol that is open and less than, so that is below. I need to know my slope. It's -3/4, which means I'm going down 3/4, and that 5 is the y-intercept. It's telling me where I begin. So at 0, 5, on the y-intercept, the y-axis, that's where I start, and I go down 3/4, down 3/4, in both directions as many times as I can. Okay, and then I'm using my straight edge right now. I've got my ruler. I need to make a dashed line. And it's below, so I start at my y-intercept. Here's my y-intercept, and I want to shade below, okay? All right, and is -3, 2 a part of the solution? The answer? Yes. Oh, I'm crazy. It's not in black, so I'm going to change it. Yes. All right. Well, that's it, guys. Now, your homework 4.13 practice B, it's a combination of everything. Make sure you are reading the directions into what it is asking for. And if you have any questions, please come see Ms. Carranza or myself. We would love to help you out. Otherwise, this is Mr. Grice signing off for Algebra 2, Unit 4.13 Notes, Day 2. Thanks for watching.